Welcome to our game of the week. This week we'll be featuring Oratory and Ghajnsielem. And we are currently at the training ground of Oratory and shortly be joined by Michael Vella, their coach, to talk about their last game and also look forward to the preview for the game coming up against Ghajnsielem. Michael, thanks for joining us for our featured game of the week, which will be coming up shortly, of course, against Ghajnsielem. Just before we move on to that, I just wanted to touch a little bit on your last performance. We spoke right after the game as it happened, and I thought you had a really good, from the back all the way to the forward line, you had a good all-round Oratory performance in that game.
Yes, as I told, as I spoke before, I think that we recently changed our strategy a little bit. We still adopt the same game principles, but we changed a little bit our system of play. Basically, I felt that the players were ready to do this change, and I think it had a very positive effect, not only on the results, but also on the way we play on the pitch. We are no longer all the time waiting. We sometimes try even to offend. Even for me, all the teams are more quoted than us on paper, but we are working hard since July, so we are seeing a little bit. The results are coming out a little bit. There's still a lot to be done now, but still, listen, we are on 19 points.
19 now, yeah.
So it's a very good result.
It was a very good result.
Considering last season,
yeah,
the team is almost with the same players.
Yeah.
Considering what happened last season, and the 19 points up till now, it's encouraging.
It's a good return. I noticed that as well. You seem to when you started, you come out a little bit quicker. You started the game a lot faster. You went on the offensive a lot quicker than normally. You're maybe a little bit more cautious, and I think that paid off. I mean, it really did.
In fact, I don't know if it's. I don't want to quote something wrong, but I think we are at the moment we have a run of 5 games without losing.
Correct.
So in the first division,
Yeah.
I think it's we are. I
Some
hope it lasts
actually,
as long as possible. But
no, actually, no, because you lost in the door.
In the cup game.
Oh, but that was in the cup, of course it was. Yeah. So it
in
is.
the
It's
league,
5 games.
we lost last game against Nador.
Yeah.
In the second round.
Wow.
So let's hope
Yeah.
at least
Shh.
we need another. I think, as I am calculating, we need another win to be safe.
I was going to bring it up a bit later, but you're talking about it now. I think now that it's in your hands, finally. You know, I think it's yours to lose now, if you understand what I'm saying. I mean, before you were catch up, but now I think it's in your hands. I mean, like you said, another draw here, another draw there. And I you know, because, I mean, 19 points, SK is on 12 for a start. And so is Senat's only 1 point above them on 13 and in extremely bad form at the moment.
Yes.
So I think it's just keep to the strategy because it seems to be working. The other thing, of course, was it was so nice when you scored that third goal because I think it took all the nerves away from the last few minutes.
Yes.
At the end. When the third one in, I went.
it's really hard. Yeah? You're winning the game and to concede late goals in 3 consecutive matches. It's very, very frustrating. At least we managed to.
I think the third one really just took all the edge off everything. The players relaxed a little bit. Of course, we've got Ghajnsielem up next, also being in a decent run of form in the second part of the season. They've started to come back again. And again, it's another. But I think you are in a position now where I don't think you really need to fear anyone. Okay, look, there's Nador up there. We know all about that. They're on another planet at the moment. That's just the way it is.
Yes,
but I think you know, okay, you got Ghajnsielem and the Kerchums. You know, I think you can really go out without too much fear with these teams now.
If we are concentrated and we play our game, we got points with every team except Nador.
Yeah.
So we managed to get points, even up 1 point or 3 points. With all the teams in the first division, so it means something. Yes, it means that if we are concentrated and we prepare well the match, I think it's difficult. Ghajnsielem, they are for us. They are also on another level comparing the players we have and theirs. But still, if we collectively we are good,
You give them a game.
Yes.
You give them a
The
game.
important
for sure.
is that we are collectively good on the pitch.
Right, exactly. I think as well now, if you get to this where you feel really safe, or you are actually safe, you know you are safe, that gives you the time now, doesn't it, to, you know you're going to be in the first division next season. It's the next stage. You know, once you're 100% safe, you've got a whole year again in the first division, and it's the next stage for Oratory to move on. I mean, I don't know your budgets, I don't know what works within the club, whether you can bring in other players and keep building, or you come through, do you bring the youth through, but it's going to give you another year in the top flight, and I think that's really important.
Let's arrive to that point first. Then we'll think about these things. But
you
still,
coaches are always say this.
Listen, but no, lots of things has to improve.
Yeah.
It's my first year here.
Yeah.
I knew that there were difficult challenges ahead of us, ahead of me especially, but
there's huge improvement. There's no doubt about it. The way Oratory are playing now.
Listen, I put lots of time, lots of energy in everything I do. At the end of the day, it's all on the players.
Of course.
For me, the merit of where we are now is all of the players, no doubt. No doubt about that. I try to help them a little bit, but still, things need to improve some things.
Do you think when you take over a club like that, a lot of it also is to instill an attitude in the players that, you know, their mindset has to be right when they cross that line?
That's the first thing. When I came here in July, there was practically players doing whatever they want. They fail to attend to training when they
didn't feel like coming. Yeah.
In the summer, for example, I still regret it. We had to cancel a friendly against Ghajnsielem at the night before. I was informed by some players that they cannot come, and that was the most. I think it was the most. We touched the bottom.
Right.
So I took a stand, and things improved a lot from that time. Now players respect me. They not me.
Yeah.
They have to respect themselves, because
if
they fail to come to training and they don't give a damn about the team, that's not the attitude. So,
and that can also spread onto other players. You know, if you have one or two that's a bad influence, you know, it's picked up by other players.
That's for me, the team spirit is all about that. So in that sense, we improved, but still, a lot needs to be done.
Still,
I won't. Let's get what we want now. From this season, which I think that if we manage to get it, it will be an incredible result for this club.
With games left as well, you know, you're not going right to that last game, which we thought you might.
If we manage, let's stay concentrated. If we manage to get it would be a great result for everyone. And as I told you before, the merit of this success for me, first of all, goes to those players, especially those set of players who train day in, day out, week in, week out, without finding any excusing, pushing themselves really hard to improve. I like those kinds of players.
Of course.
It does not. You don't need to be extremely skillful or talented for me to play football. It's your determination and your love for the game.
Absolutely.
And unfortunately, not only here, many players in Gozo, that's what's lacking. That's what's lacking, because players nowadays, they don't play one game or 2 games in a row, and they stop. That's not the attitude. Football, you have to challenge. I never mention individual players, but I would like to mention Daniel Azzori.
All right.
He's really commendable for me. Listen, he started training from mid-July.
Right.
He never failed a session training.
Wow.
He never played a game. He never started a game. The first game he started in the league was the last match of the second round against SK Wanderers.
Right.
He continued to train throughout these 6-7 months,
right.
Always at training. It was very difficult for him. But that's the kind of attitude. Now he's playing, he scored a decisive goal.
That's right.
And he's gaining positions.
Yeah.
So
he was patient, he believed in himself, he kept on training, and he came and he took his chance.
That's what I'm speaking about. I wish I have 100 players like him.
Yeah. I think you just wish you could have 100 players full stop.
No, even 5 more.
Yeah, of course.
5 more like him would be ideal.
Perfect. Coach, listen, great to talk to you, and we'll obviously look forward to the game, and we'll see you there. and we'll talk a bit later. As always, thanks for joining.
Thank
It's
you.
always informative. Thank you, Coach. Thank you. Karl joins us now for a couple of quick questions. Just wanted to touch on the last game first of all, Karl. It was a very good performance. I was saying to the coach from all the way from the back through the middle. I mean, it was a very polished performance.
Yes, we were very compact. We played a good game. We're happy, of course. We're at the last stage now. We want to push a bit more so that we meet our objective.
Exactly. I think it's taken a little bit of pressure off. You got on to 19 points now. Of course, the bottom club is still on 12. Just above them, of course, is Sanat, who are a little bit out of form at the moment. Also, only 1 point ahead, 13. So you've got that little bit of space now. And I think, do you agree that takes a little, when you go out to the field to play a game, you know that gap's there, it takes a little bit of tension out of the game for you?
Yes, it's important that we don't have any extra pressure, you know. It's good that we have a 7-point advantage and the 6 on Sanat. We're very happy with
Yeah,
this.
you've really improved under the coach this season. It's there to be seen. I mean, and if you can, like, I personally think you're safe right now, but of course, 1 extra point here or there,
Yes.
you know, and I think it's a great achievement this season. You can see how you've grown as a team this season.
Yes. We're a very good team. We're a great group. We have fun. We play. We know each other, and of course, the coach helped us a lot.
Exactly, and I think that's a big part, isn't it? That you are close as a group together. It's a good spirit in the team. It really helps, doesn't it?
Yes. We tell jokes. We laugh together. So we're like a family.
Good. All you got to do now is stop scoring conceding late goals, right?
Yes.
I got to tell you, when that third one in, when you scored the third one, I went, because we were just getting close to the end, and I'm thinking they've lost 2 goals before at the end.
Yes.
It's all about 90 minutes concentration, isn't it? You've got to concentrate till the end.
We lost 6 points from nothing. We had a goal advantage, especially against Kerchem.
Yeah.
Where 2 goal advantage, we conceded 2 in 2 minutes.
And the 2-1-1 draws
Yes,
just
yes.
before that as well. So
Yes, we took the draw like a loss because we were
Yeah.
in advantage and then we got a draw.
exactly.
That's football.
But listen, you're in a good place. Ghajnsielem's up next, of course, another tough game. But I also said to the coach, I think at the moment you don't have to really fear anybody. Okay, Nador's Nador, they're in a different, they're in a different world at the moment. But I mean, it'll be a tough game. But I think you can approach this again with a little bit of confidence. Just go out and enjoy your football now.
Yes, like we did in the second round, we won 3-0. We have to go out there fearing nobody, and we can get a result.
I totally agree. Listen, thank you so much for joining us,
Thank you.
being very brave. We'll edit anything that didn't work, don't worry. Thanks, Karl. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
joining us. Welcome to part 2 of our game of the week this week, which of course is Ghajnsielem against Oratory, coming up shortly. Currently at the training ground of Ghajnsielem, players just warming up. Be joined any minute now, or any second actually, by Conti, the coach, to talk about their last game where they had a 1-0 defeat, of course, to Kerchem. Talk a little bit about the upcoming game that's coming up against Oratory, and maybe even get a couple of questions in about the upcoming cup final. So lots to talk about. Stay with us. Joined now by Conti, Ghajnsielem's coach, of course. Thanks for joining us for our game of the week, which we're featuring Oratory. Just before we go on to the forthcoming game, just to touch briefly on the last game, a 1-0 defeat to Kerchem doesn't really change much in the league, but still not great to lose a game.
Yeah, of course. So we didn't expect it neither. But I think the wind made part of the game because we tried, we created, we missed a lot of chances. But then in the second half, when we were in favour of the wind, we panicked a bit and we didn't manage to score. We tried to give the penetrating passes, but we didn't manage to get the ball. We were erratic, we were not thinking because we were under pressure, and sometimes that's what happens in football. Sometimes we are better, but we don't enforce our best on the pitch.
Sometimes when you get that, not pressure, but when that happens, they tend to maybe snapshots, panic a little bit to get back into the game. They're not as relaxed.
100%. As I always say, under pressure you don't think. Under pressure you come to do things automatically, and we rushed, we panicked, and that's what happens. And especially, I mentioned the wind in before, because in the wind you cannot play football, especially if you play football on the floor, then it's a bit difficult.
Exactly. With the league decided now and all finished, does that allow you, coach, in the remaining games of the season, besides the cup, of course, does that allow you to give squad players, time to maybe get some games before the end of the season? Is that the way you think, or do you just keep going to get as many points as you can?
Of course, you must take care of both. You must continue, because it's a shame when a team like this loses games. It's not nice neither. But on the same note, at the same time, you must give a chance to everyone as well, because the aim, of course, is to continue to hold the team as a team, and of course you have to utilize all the players as well. Is a good thing as well. Plus that, in this team, there's not too much difference between players, so I don't consider this or this reserve. No, all at the same
squad.
Time, who is best will play you.
Of course. With the cup final coming up as well, you've at least got at least one cup final to look forward to, a semi-final, which means there's still things to play for this season, coach. There's still some spirit within the team to achieve something.
Yes, the motivation is the cups now. In my opinion, the players must be always motivated. Because,
of course.
They play for the best, they play for themselves, they play for the club. Of course, they must continue even for the future. If they want to next year sign the contract with the club, with another club or whatever, they must continue. It's a process, it's a progress. But the cups, of course, give you that extra motivation.
It's a good day out. That's for sure. Last question, coach, before I let you go. Going forward again a little bit now to next season, this is a big club. It has a big supporter base. It has a big history. Is it all about trying to maybe get a few more players in to rebuild next season? Because they don't need to be caught somehow. I mean, they have a very good squad at the moment. They are a little bit of a difference, and to keep within touch with them. Is it all about still building, or do you feel confident that the squad you have at the moment doesn't need an awful lot of adding to?
No, of course. I always say it's always a process. It's always you try to always build and always better the team. Of course, it's a question about how many foreigners they are going to introduce next year. Because with 2 foreigners is a thing. With 4 foreigners is another thing.
Yeah, totally different.
It's different even in the mind of the coach who is setting the team. In my experience, I have a lot of experience regarding those things. So
right.
For foreigners makes a lot of difference. So rather than 2.
Yeah, it makes a big, because we had the season where we went down to 2 and you could actually see the difference, and then you went back to 4 again. And especially with a team like actually Nador, who have top foreigners, it's a big difference.
Yeah, exactly, that's it too.
Yeah.
That's it. There's always the advantages and disadvantages of anything.
Of course. Oratory up next. They've had a pretty good season under Michael Vella. They're also safe now, so both teams coming into this can relax a little bit and play their football maybe.
Exactly. Oratory is not a bad team. Oratory, as we were speaking before now, they have 2 very, very good attackers.
Very good.
It's not... they are there. They were good because of them. It's not just... they have those attackers, which they use them as well. They rely too much on them. They give long balls to them, and of course
they're good to be watched.
They make the difference.
Great.
These 2 attackers, number 11 and number 10, are very good.
Very good.
Valid players.
Gonna let you go, coach. You've got a lot to do. Thank you so much for joining us for the game of the week, and we look forward to watching the game.
Cheers.
And see you soon. joined now, of course, by the world famous on Gozo, Johnny. Johnny, thanks for joining us for Game of the Week. It's been quite a season for you this season because you broke another record, another landmark, but also some injuries, some suspensions. It's been a little bit of an up and down season for you.
Yes, obviously this season we started very early this year, and obviously when you see the matches, we started on in September. Then we had some gaps between matches. Then obviously, when you have a gap of 2-3 weeks, sometimes the level of training will go a bit low down, and obviously my age, I have to keep on going. Unfortunately, I had a slight injury. It was on November, but it was only 2 weeks. Then 4 weeks ago, I received again the same injury, but it is just a muscle. I needed to recover. Now, hopefully, I am okay.
Got to be ready for the cup final.
You will see me next week, hopefully,
Cool.
as they say in Italian. Sadio vole. But I'm ready to help the team. Our ambitions now are the cups. We're working very hard with the coach, with the players. Everyone is working very hard. As I already told you, we changed the coach, so some systems they are changed. Even in training, he's pushing a lot, but he believes that if we work hard, obviously, we win these cups. For the club, it's very important, these cups. Now we know that Nador is champions. I will say well done to Nador youngsters, but we're not going to give up to win those cups.
It's nice to still have something to play for at the end of the season. I mean, you've definitely in one cup, you're in another semi-final. So, I mean, in reality, you could get to 2 cup finals, which keeps your season alive. It's a big club, big supporters, big expectations. So to have something to play for is good.
Definitely. If there is no ambitions for, like most of the clubs, it's very hard to end up the season just playing there, just to finish the league.
Yep.
For us, our ambitions were from the beginning were the league. Obviously, many things went wrong. We suffered injuries, we suffered red cards, so we were unlucky many times.
Manager change as well, which
Management
doesn't help
changes
halfway.
doesn't help, but at least we kept playing, we kept believing. Even when we went to Malta, we played against Floriana. At the time that we were very low self-esteem, you know, we changed the coach. We were coming from a losing match, but we made a big performance against Floriana. We just lost 1-0. So I would say thanks to the players because they believed that we are a good team. But now the cups are very important. The club needs this. If I go a bit more back, like last year, we had a very good season.
You could have won the league except for COVID,
that's
let's
it,
be honest.
That's it.
Unlucky.
So we got that shock because we were going to win the league and we lost it for 1 game. But we're hoping that the club now we have to give him something, not only 1 cup, we have to give him 2 cups to be happy.
Be fantastic. Last question, I know you've got to get back to training. You just mentioned at the age you are, keeping fit and things like that. While you're still playing at a top club in the division, while you're still enjoying your football, is that your motivation to carry on, or is it when the body just says, that's it? I mean, are you still enjoying your football, Johnny?
I think it's a combination of both.
Yeah.
But the first one, the most important, is that if you don't enjoy the game, you come here for nothing.
Yeah.
There are players that sometimes they come here, they just for training. I don't need to train today, I'm tired. If you don't come here to enjoy, it's better to stay at home. But so this motivation keeps me alive always. When I stop, even for that injury, I'm on edge all the time because seeing the players training and I am inside the gym is not healthy for me. Even mentally, to tell you the truth, I was very disaster. But this encourage me to keep on playing until if God wants, I will play until I don't have any injury. If you have an injury at my age, might be very long.
Long recoveries,
It's long recovery. I'm just noticing this injury is a small injury that had to be 2 weeks, then I had to take 3 weeks.
Well, what you got to do is if you get to that stage where the body says finish, that's when you come and join on a live stream and me in the commentary box for Gozo's new joint commentator on the Gozo League.
No comment. For the time being.
Johnny, thanks for joining us. Good luck at the weekend against Oratory, and
I
we'll
hope
talk
so.
to you definitely before the cup final.
Yeah.
And keep enjoying and keep scoring your goals.
Yes, thank you, and thanks for your support because you're doing a great job
Thank you so much.
As I want to tell you something is, not even my wife and my family, they have the chance to see us because I have kids. They have to stay home, not all the time coming to the pitch. You are the person that at least they will see me playing on the pitch.
I'll tell the kids
And the
how
others.
great Daddy is at the next game.
Thank you.
Thanks
you
for
very
joining
much.
us.
Thank
Thank you so much, Johnny.
Thank you.
Take care. Enjoy your training. Ciao, buddy. Thank you.